Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell. Text Larry Reid Live to 33222. That's the words Larry Reid Live with no spaces to 33222 and get notified when we go live. Become a member of the Patreon. Log on to LarryReidLive.com, click Patreon, sign up, download the Patreon app, and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
This platform discusses any and all information that has been made known to the public in any way during all. If the information creates convo that needs to be had, then it could become a feature story on the LRL platform. Now remember, I am not a journalist. I am a commentator. The information that I share here is always assumed to be alleged, but the commentary is always real. Take a moment, hit like and share. Let's go. You're watching Larry Reid Live, and we're here every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but sometimes we pop up like we have on tonight to have the conversation. Absolutely. There's some things that are just on my mind, and it's late at night, and I couldn't go to bed without talking to somebody about it, so I decided to run down here to the studio and get on set and talk to you about it. And I'm going to sit here for just an hour. I'm going to talk and you're going to talk because I'm going to open up the lines. And if you want to call me tonight, you got to make sure you call 833-LRL-LIVE. And if you're watching now, make sure you hit like and share so that everybody can get in on the conversation. Because I want to know what you guys think about the most recent news concerning the pandemic and what is happening. We've had a record high today of infections here in America. The divided states of America got something going on, cheering. And we're going to talk about here tonight. And also, this whole boycott, protest, the national anthem, and white Jesus. We're going to talk about that. I want to know what you, the co-host, think about it. But right now, what I want you to do, I want you to take a moment to hit like and hit share and make sure everybody know that we are on. Take a moment and follow us on IG. I want everybody to get an IG account, and I don't care if you in the Facebook church or in the storefront church on Periscope. Make sure you join the YouTube church. That's what you do. Make sure you get over there. And the IG location that's going to be popping up really soon. There are already about 20,000 of them over there. So you go ahead and make sure you're over there so you don't miss when I go live over there exclusively. And I want to invite everybody to become a member of Patreon. Some say Patreon. But I want you to become a member, a patron, and commit for 12 months and become a part of this platform to support this, your most favorite digital entertainment news and talk show. So you can do that. And over there, there's a whole nother show, whole nother different postings, lives that go on over there exclusively just for Patreons that never make this platform. So go to LarryReidLive.com, click Patreon, sign up, then download the app, turn the notifications on for the app, go back to the website and hit Patreon to make sure you are connected and you are a part and you know what's going on. If you become a part, everybody becomes a part over the next 5 days, you're going to receive a free download of my book, Let the Church Say Change, as opposed to Amen. Now, one of the things that the pandemic is doing is really forcing the church to reform. And if you've been following me since 2016, and when I pastored those 20 years, you remember I started preaching this whole reform the church and going outside the four walls of the church and going online over 10 years ago. So we're going to have an intense conversation with Just Patreon, and guests are going to be over there. So go ahead on over there, sign up. And you inbox me there, and I'll send you the link to download the audio and the PDF file free from my personal site. I am LarryReidLive.com. All right, and if you're watching tonight, because I'm going to be saying the word pandemic, I'm going to be talking black-white issues and the word racism, this is going to throw my monetization off. So if at any time you hear something, like something, chuckle, the comment section is fun, and this platform we created, you enjoy it, make sure you support the nonprofit that is behind this platform, the MBN Network, by going to Venmo and to CashApp, which is cash deductible. Tax deductible when you are given to the MBN Network, or go to LarryReidLive.com and click donation, and you can donate any size there. It would be appreciated. I got some stuff I want to do too right now while this sale is going on as relates to this camera stuff. I want to do upgrade. So go over there. All right. Let's have the conversation. Oh, yeah, also P.O. Box 244-224, Atlanta, Georgia 30324. You've been over there some weeks. Neither can. You need to go over there and see what's over there. There could be a $10,000 check in there sitting in there. So what now? Yeah. All right, so let's have the conversation. Take a moment, hit like, share, so everybody can get in the conversation. For some reason, my Facebook is saying I went live 30 minutes ago when I've only been up here every bit of 5 minutes. So they're messing with the algorithm. But if you hit like and share, it really kills all of that and puts us everywhere that we need to be. So please do that right now. Okay, so first of all, getting to the pandemic. Now, it was this platform, go back to the post back in February, that was telling you guys that this was serious. It was real. It was not a hoax. I don't care what the presbytainer, president, businessman, and entertainer have been saying all this long time. And I told you guys, do not pay attention to the talking heads. Now, who are the talking heads? Commentators, not like me, because I'm independent. I'm not in the bed with anybody. I don't support any side, the elephant or the donkey, the right or the left. I am Larry D. Reid, and I say whatever I want to say. But there are other commentators, the political commentators, and they lean according to their bias. I happen to believe that I do not. I just call it the way that I think, and y'all may think I talk out of both sides of my neck. No, I just say whatever I'm thinking concerning everything. You got Fox, you got CNN, MSNBC. You got so many different stations, and you can quickly tell who is who's backing the Democrats, who are backing the Republicans. You can tell by the conversation that they have. Everybody's leaning in the direction that they want to lean in when they're telling certain stories, or not telling certain stories because they're trying to protect the image of certain people. But I told you guys, don't be listening to these people because you can't halfway believe them. I said, pay attention to what your spiritualizations, that would be the Holy Ghost that is in the inside of you, intuition, your tingle tangles, your spider sense, whatever you want to call it. But pay a darn attention to that. And I also told y'all, get your hand and your hips holy and sanctified. Shut up them legs and put up your body parts. Wash your hands and your mind and your hand, and do what you need to do to get very close to the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ, so that you can be getting them whispers and them downloads and know where you ain't supposed to be going, what you should be doing. I said, because it's going to get dangerous out here in these streets. And you can't listen to these folk. They tell you not wear no mask. It's gonna be all right. It's a hoax. Then they jump. You gotta have a mask. You're about to die. And we all on our way to hell. And I told y'all to get your mask. It was airborne. Dotty, and everybody need to be listening to what I was saying. Then the prophet come up out the bushes. Can I find out he didn't even realize that God had done told him about this whole time down verbatim. And said this is going to mark the beginning of several different diseases that they're not going to be able to wrap their hands around. But then he also prophesied. I'm talking about America's black prophet. That would be Bernard Jordan. He on the phone right now prophesying on that line. And he off in 1 minute. But anyway, he up there from 9 a.m. to noon and from 9 p.m. to midnight every day. And the rest of the time they're praying, prophesying, and giving and teaching, all that kind of going on. Then he come out and we started going through written judgments. Make sure you get that book. Download it ASAP. And I got to tell Naomi, his daughter, to make sure she put the link up there so you can get the audio off his website, because some of y'all don't want to read all that. And I don't even blame her. Just listen to it. So I'm going to tell you about that later on, but it's probably going to be on that same site. So you might just need to keep going back to it over again. Now, he started telling us some stuff and down to the T. You got to go back and watch this in 6 parts. He would say something, then it happened 3, 4, 5 days later. It's just been one thing after the next thing that's been confirmed. So outside of me, America's black prophet, the TV of the scientists, the epidemiologists, and who else? That's about it. I'm pretty sure there's some more prophets or something out there that's done stuff. Aside from that, you need to be listening to what the Holy Ghost is telling you in the inside. Listen now, because you can't trust these folks, and they don't really be knowing, because this thing is going past their intelligence. This coronavirus, they ain't never seen nothing like this here before. And I want y'all to make sure that you put up all our fragile black folk. All fragile black folk, we need for you to stay in the house. Twinkie Clark, stay in the house. Right where Jackie been telling you to stay. You stay right there in the house. Vanessa Bear Armstrong, I looked at you the other day on your live. And it looked like you might have a little cough. You kept clearing your throat. You stay in the house. Cicely Tyson, I want you to stay in the house. Don't you go nowhere. Y'all go get her all the baking soda and stuff that she need, and the Jergens lotion, old folk like that, and peppermint candy, and give her everything that she need to get from the Walmart and from Walgreens and CVS, and take it over there, tote it over there to her house where she ain't got to go out nowhere. We don't want her nothing to happen to. And whoever's in that prison where Bill Cosby is, we mad at Bill Cosby, but we still love Bill Cosby. Make sure that cell is clean from top to bottom. All our fragile, all our black folk that won't leaning and doing like this. Morgan Freeman. Put him up. He been old for 159 years. All our fragile black folk and brown folk, stay in the house. Stay in the house. And don't you go nowhere. Because this thing is serious. 37, almost 38,000 cases today. First time since the very beginning of this. This thing ain't even a year old. We're already setting records. Now, the epidemiologists are saying that this is actually coming from Memorial Day weekend, that week. 37,077 folk. It's close to 37,000, but they're 38. But still, it's a whole heap of people. They came out, they faced the day and said that the concern is the black and the Hispanic community and the lower income community. And that we're still in the first wave. This is just an uptick in the first wave. The second wave is not to be expected until fall, but because of how this first wave has been handled or mishandled rather, it's going to grow some more, then be superseded by the fall. And they're saying the month October. They're speaking October. Well, you heard it right here on this platform 3 weeks ago, when America's Black Prophet was talking about October. The coronavirus, y'all. I want everybody to say the coronavirus. I want you to get it in your spirit. Coronavirus, pandemic. Now, we were calling it pandemic before they were calling it pandemic. Pandemic, coronavirus. I want y'all to go get your D3 pill, your vitamin D3. Make sure you get your vitamin C. Go ahead, stock up on that. Make sure you buy out all the ginger and put it in your house, and just make sure you keeping your immune system built. You're gonna have, and this is very difficult to do because everything on Grubhub, Uber Eats, and all them other apps is fast food. We gotta clean our gut. It's time to detox because your belly health is your immune system health, really, and your mental health. In fact, there are some studies that say that we have two brains. One is in our skull, and one is actually in our belly. You know, the Bible even makes mention of us having a brain in the belly. So it's extremely important for us to clean our stomachs out. Some of us have a stomach. Some of us have stomachs with an S. With me sitting right here slumped over on this table, I got a couple of stomachs. When I sit up, I have a stomach. But some of you, it don't matter if you sit up or lean all the way back. You have several stomachs. It's time to clean every last one of them out, so that you don't be around here dry coughing and a continual sniff and nose drip. So, now this is another thing that's always. Now I bet you, this nib make me mad as fire. All this long time they done had, I remember the main thing they were saying in March, we're talking about them hospital beds, and you know they got enough nerve to be on this TV talking about hospitals getting filled up. What y'all been doing all this long time and talking about the stockpile is low? Y'all had all this long time, y'all were ordering from China and all these other places. Why now we still got a shortage? Please tell me. We ain't got no business with no shortage, not now. Y'all should have been working on this the whole time. But I know what probably done happened. Everybody got caught up with trying to do what needs to be done before November come up in here, trying to curb how y'all reporting and everything. Make sure everybody getting to the polls. Y'all doing stuff for Biden, doing stuff for Trump, making sure that you're trying to pass certain messages and doing something subtle stuff in your news reporting, so you hijack that whole George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery thing to try to point at the other side. And y'all ain't been worried about the American citizens, because I was paying their attention while that was still going on and looking at them numbers still going up. And I don't know what in the whole hell in the heaven we're going to do when we start seeing the numbers that come in here behind them protests. Everybody was gathered up and caught up and side each other and stuff, and won't hardly nobody wearing no masks and stuff like that. These hospitals are going to run over. These ICU beds, and we're going to be in a whole mess. Folk going to be dying like there was before, in the hallway, in the vestibule, in the streets, waiting, trying to get a ventilator or something other. So go ahead and stock up on your vitamin C. Clean out your belly just in case you get it. You can fight it off because your immune system is high. And another thing, do breathing exercises every single day. Do them on your stomach and actually do them on your stomach. Because from what I'm understanding from a few scientists, and this is me gathering from everybody, because I have to listen to everybody to be coming here and talk to y'all. It looks like the fluid starts building up in the backside of the lungs. So you get tired, you get in pain. The first thing you want to do is lay down. You got to remember this is an unknown pneumonia. At least that's how it attacks the lungs, but now it's attacking all the major organs. But the focus is in on the lungs. So don't lay down on your stomach. Lay down on your face. And what you can start doing before you get it, if you end up feeling like if you still got to go to work and all that kind of stuff, you never know, you might get it, but you might can beat it. Get on your stomachs or stomach and do deep, deep breaths, about 10 of them every day, deep as you can, and hold your breath for as long as you can hold it, and then do that 10 times. Just to keep your lungs working strong. When my sister husband got the COVID-19, ended up in a coma for 7 days. The main thing was his breathing. And the COVID does different in everybody's body. For him, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think I remember my sister telling me this, that there's some delirium that happened with him. Now, this has happened with other people. And then he ended up with COVID feet. He literally had, I was short, but I can't. Excuse me, I thought about it. I can't take it. I don't know why she texted that to me. My stomach get weak easy. I can't take no stinking breath. I can't take no stinking armpits. I can't. I just can't. Your car got to be clean. Your house be clean. I can smell it afar off. And if I see something, it's like immediately I smell it and I taste it. And she sent me them feet with 2 holes. I want you to just imagine that. 2 holes in the bottom of his feet, oozing pus that was green. I said, why you sent me this? You don't want the COVID foots, because he had them. Now, she sent me the picture the other day. I don't know why she did it. And you can really see where the holes had closed up. But he still got the indentation in his feet, like he been crucified like Jesus. Now, the sense we talking about Jesus. Oh, Lord, man. Bring white Jesus over here. Now, I want y'all to go ahead and hit like and hit share. I want everybody in on this part of the conversation. I might say something that's going to make y'all upset. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. But I'm going to open up this phone line so y'all call in here and make folk upset too. I'm just going to say it like this. First of all, let me tell you what's going on. There's a civil rights activist and writer by the name of Shaun King. Seems to be a nice beige fella. He's black, but beige. And from freckles too. And if it was in slavery, he would be in a house. I can't say that word. I'm gonna take. Well, my monetization already gone. Y'all make sure y'all hit that Venmo and that CashApp. He would have been a house nigga. Cause he light skinned and yellow. He look almost past for a white person. I'll put the CashApp and Venmo down there. Put it up under Jesus. So that they can see it. You do? Okay. Well, let's switch it every once in a while when I say CashApp, Venmo like that so they can make sure they got it. Oh, no, I need to start texting in here, but I'm caught up. Let me preach. I might say something concerning this you don't like. But anyway, civil rights activist and writer, black man, but beige. His name is Shaun King, S-H-A-U-N. Actually, Jeffrey Shaun King is his name. He is a writer and a civil rights activist. Black man, but he beige. Beige, but he black. He always posting something, punts his IG is where I see it. I don't never see on no other platform, but IG comes right through my news feed. He always getting us worked up on something that somebody ain't said something right. Somebody ain't do something right. So somebody got off murder, but they killed a black person. And, his civil rights. So civil rights, he, in my opinion, he would be like on the internet. Now, he may be doing something else. But on the internet, for me, He's like the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, online version of all of them. Maybe a little bit of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Mixed up, mangled up. He a millennial, ain't he? I think he is. But on the internet. And he gets stuff done on the internet. You do one thing. When you think you got away, Sean King put it out, that's it. Of 200 million, 39, 37,000 billion. Folk gonna sign a petition, and that's the end of your job, the end of your career, and the law gonna get passed, and it was all done on Instagram. So, this black man, Buddy Page, do wonderful and great things for our community. And he always bringing up something. Oh, Lord, let me tell y'all something. They're trying to kill the man. Yeah. I was looking on his page and he couldn't find out, because he the one that made this statement talking about, while we tearing down all these statues, tear this one right here up. Tear it up. And when I seen him say that, I said, oh, well, he right about it. Because TB showed Jesus did not look like that there. Now, please tell me how in the whole hell under the heaven this Palestinian Jew looked like a long-haired white man. Huh? With blue eyes. What in the world? This ain't Jesus. Who this? Who this is? This ain't Jesus. This is not him. But let's keep it real. And he right. This is made up. And I'm gonna say this, and I hope you can put this in the right place. Christianity is not our religion. It was not designed to be our religion. It was designed, we're talking about the Western Christianity. It's Eurocentric. It is for the white man. Everything surrounding Christianity, just like our America, it was built and created for white people. Let me put it out there like that. Now sit on that for a little bit before I go forward. Just digest. Take one breath through your nose, one out your mouth, and just realize it. LarryReidLive is right. Because we were slaves. We weren't looked at as humans and people. We were property. It's a religion for the rich, for the wealthy. Stolen from the lesser by Rome, mixed up, borrowed from Judaism, and ta-da! Right Christianity, white Christianity, white Christianity with a white Jesus. Mix it all up. Borrowing it, and you end up with a white Jesus. Lord, I'm tickling myself. Help me, Lord, help me. All right. So anyway, so this ain't ours, y'all. But let me tell you how good God is. They done all this and create this white Christianity. But we already had our roots as a black folk. We already knew who God was. We already had heard the story about Jesus. And we knew about this brown Palestinian Jew. We know about this gospel already before they stole us from the west coast of Africa. Them Portuguese and then the Europeans and then some of the Africans and some of our own folk enslaved each other, because it became a matter of money. And even that happened in the U.S. Some of us was owning some slaves because it was part of the economy and all that kind of going on. But before all of that, them roots were already socked. Yes, some of us drunk down the Eurocentric version of Christianity or knowledge about Jesus. Yes, we did. And they used it to make sure we stay slaves. Yes, they did. And they used it to make sure we obeyed our masters. Slaves, obey your masters. Took everything out the Bible and created our own Bible, call it the slave Bible. Took Exodus out of there because it was about the slaves getting from up under power. And they celebrated their own freedom from Great Britain. Like they were the ones that was up under bondage. And it was so great. And they was. So that's what the whole idea was, slavery in the underbelly and racism ruling it all. And greed and capitalism for America. That's where all that came. Celebrate Independence Day. We're about to come up on it. We're being independent from that country over there in the East. But we won't include it because we was property. So when Francis Scott Key began to look at that red, white, and blue, hallelujah, and he began to write that poetic poem. Yes, he did. He wrote it. He did what to it, Nancy?
He wrote it.
He did what?
He wrote
He
it.
did what?
He wrote
He
it.
didn't speak it. He did what?
He wrote it.
Oh. He didn't type it up. He did what?
I said he wrote it.
He wrote it. That's what it did. He looked at the bombs and the rockets regular through the gave proof through the night that our flag was still Hey, what's wrong with me? I'm gonna. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave still through all the bombs and stuff that was bursting through air over the land of the free and the home. Wait. The land of the what? Over the land of the free. Huh? Over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Wait. That was in 17 numbers of what? When did we become free? Yesterday. I try to tell y'all, the Christianity, the national anthem, won't none of that for us. It was for the white man because they were humans. We were not. I'm telling you what truth is. We were humans. They were not. There were whole laws passed. Things in place that said the Negro is not equal to the white man and is lesser than. Oh my God. This is the reason why Kaepernick sat down those 2 times when the anthem was played, and then the 3rd time started taking the knee. And I think it was the 4th time he took the knee, which is the 4th time he protested by taking the knee, was the 2nd time he took the knee. The first 2 times he sat doing it when everybody started paying attention and asked him why. It was originally for police brutality because black men was being killed by the police and want no conviction, all that kind of going on. Then connected to racism, all that kind of going on. And folk got mad. I saw a post today. Look at this here. Now this is a YouTuber. He's a white man. He's well known on YouTube and Facebook orations and things of that nature. He posted this. He said, with a gun in his hand and the flag in the background, this white man stood there and he said, I'm telling everyone right now, if this new attempt to change our national anthem, because it's quote unquote racist, continues to gain steam, you are going to see a rising you have never witnessed before. Real Americans. Wait a minute now. See, these white folks sometimes don't need to say nothing because they throw words out there this is why Trump needs sometimes to shut up, because you throw some words out there that incite some stuff. Because you know that we didn't really become citizens. There's still some states as early as 2013 that just abolished slavery. Mississippi. Real Americans are starting to wake up, and our nation's anthem is not up for debate. You see a white guy today that I saw in the neighborhood, and I saw him trying to make some money because, you know, I do my taroma when I get paid, my tithe, and then I type to myself and I split it in 3 parts, which I'm going to talk about that tomorrow with Bishop Jordan tomorrow in my financial wellness plan. I've done part 1 and 2 with him tomorrow in the Patreon, but you got to be a patron to see it. There's a part in there that says we're supposed to take our income and give to the poor, part of our income to the poor and to the stranger. So I always look for these opportunities. He was washing cars and he was doing good. And I saw what he was doing. And I said, okay, my round the town card, I wanted it to be clean. And so I checked the prices. He was a white guy. You know what he told me? He's white. He said, I don't like white people. I said, what you mean? Wait, you white? That don't make sense. Are you just saying that because a black man standing here in front of you, over you, you know, standing tall over you, and you know the climate, you're trying to do too much. You know, you just trying to do too much. I mean, folk been bringing me cakes and flowers in my neighborhood. I'm like, a nice white person you are. I don't never know. I just don't know what it is you're just trying to do. And he said, no, really. He said, most of my friends are black, except for my girlfriend who's Puerto Rican, said, because white people, it's just that we are just a certain kind of way. I said, what you mean? I got white friends, but I ain't let him know that. He said the same thing my white friends be saying. Man, we just a certain kind of way, and we just not used to the bottom. We used to being, you know, the head of everything. So we talk and do in a certain kind of way. Most of us are conservative, and many of us that are not conservative, behind closed doors. But that's what we like to present to the world. And then we always trying to make sure everything is right and by the book. He started describing his people. He said, it's just really how we are. He said, well, we're not going to recognize our privilege. We don't really see our, and it's going on and on. I said, wait. I said, this is very, very interesting. And then when I seen this here, I said, see this here? And let me say, I have watched Graham, at least 2 videos of him years ago, and I thought it was great content. But I seen this, and I turned black red. I'm black, but I was red hot. Because I'm saying, wait a minute. Now, let me say this, bring the flag back over. Larry D. Reid, is patriotic. When I hear my country, 'tis of the sweet land of, that's worship. I love that song. Of the, because I'm an American. I'm a Blafrican, black and African, but I am American. Land where my father and every mountain. I ain't checking all the words. It's gonna be something in there. What's it say? Pilgrims cry from every mountainside, let freedom. You ain't never been no black choir. This man and mouse, I'm man and mouse in the heck up at this all. Ring. So, yeah. I love that song. I got to check the words. Got my 99s. I don't know all the words. I do bad with words. But that third stanza in the national anthem, there's one line in there that the NAACP has had a problem with for several years and been fighting because they want to get. Now, this is what I say. Let's just come to the table and negotiate. It's just that one sentence in the third stanza. Let the national anthem alone. Let it alone. Let it alone. Just take that sentence out or rewrite it. Where it mentions slavery, the howling and the slavery is that sentence in there. Because the reality was, Francis Scott Key was just, because you write with the times. Ain't that what Nina Simone said? That's what artists do. And in the times we were slaves. So he was just mentioning the howlings and the slaves. Because they had slaves. Let the national anthem be now. Leave it alone. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Y'all ain't going to like this. Put Jesus up there. Let Jesus alone. What am I going to fan myself with in church if I ain't got this Jesus? He fans. He fans. He fans me. Jesus been working for us for a long time. Them churches with no air conditions. I ain't never prayed and thought I would pray. I seen this. I ain't never thought Jesus was white. Ain't cared. Ain't even cared. So for me, let Jesus alone. And let me say this here. Put the LarryReidLive logo. I'm going to say this here. Y'all not going to like this. I'm going to open up them lines, but y'all not going to like it. Y'all better not bother Santa Claus. I don't want no black Santa Claus. Let Santa Claus stay white. Y'all messing with my childhood. You want to mess with my childhood? You want to mess with my fan? And then you want to mess with my anthem. Let the anthem be. Now, I know Jesus was a Palestinian Jew. I know that line of slaves is in here. That word was in this thing. I know that. I know Santa Claus is seen as a big old fat, round, white, cherry-nosed, reindeer-loving, cookie-stealing, can't fit down the chimney man. I know. But I don't even care. I always knew my mom and daddy bought my gifts. It was just fun to make like I wanted to go in there and talk to that white man in the middle of the mall and tell him what I wanted for Christmas. It's my childhood. I remembered it. And I liked it. And that's what I think. I don't care. Because to me, I'm 42. 42 years of white Jesus, 42 years of white Santa Claus, 42 years of the national anthem. I don't want you to buy that. But, now here's my but. Now see, this is what y'all can't do. Take me back to ground. See, this is the thing that y'all can't do. When I say y'all, I'm talking about white people. That's when I'm talking about white people. And some black folk, but I'm talking about white people right now. Y'all so darn stuck up in y'all ways. Listen to my but. You stay right there, Graham. Listen to me. But if it hurts and offends you and many people that the word slavery is in the anthem, just take it out. If it hurts and it offends you that Santa Claus is white. Well, just put the hat up and let that be the symbol for Santa Claus. So everybody take it away from the man. If Jesus hurts and offends you that he white as snow with good hair, you know that, man. Ain't nobody from Africa got no good hair. Unless they mix with a little European in there or something, and out. Asian maybe. Well, just put the cross. Can't we just get along? And see, that's the problem that I have with some of y'all white folk. Cause all that stuff you send up under this post, you inciting stuff. You can't just have your way in America when it's a melting pot. You got the wrong spirit. All right, I'm done. Open up these lines. Y'all take a moment and hit that Venmo, hit that Cash App. And if you donate with 3 8s in it, either $8.88, or if you want to do $88.88 or $28.88. But just put 3 8s in there. Let me tell you why. Even on the prayer line we do on Sunday mornings, I believe that 2020, 2021, 2022 are new beginnings. 8 is the number of new beginnings. Now, these are going to be the years that shall just turn and unfold, transition, and ultimately we're going to all be better than what we were before, including our America, our government, our church, our lives, and things of that nature. So please take a moment and donate. If you laugh, if you had a good time, MBN Network everywhere. Or LarryReidLive.com, click donate. Now, I want to know, what are y'all thinking? Open up the lines, 833 LRL Live. Let's go to the first caller. All right, caller ending in 7742. What's your name? Where you calling from? Tell me what you think.
Ooh, Larry, this is Miss Parker calling from Chicago.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, because you really hyped up tonight. You had some Red Bull or something?
I don't know what happened. I just can't, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I had some, I had a smoothie from McDonald's. A strawberry banana smoothie.
That's good.
Oh, you know what? I did have a little sip of Pepsi.
Oh, okay, that's the sugar high. Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Okay, Larry. So, as it relates to the European Jesus, so I think that, as you said, the church must change.
Yeah.
And we talked about this before with being sheltered in place. Mm-hmm. I think an old systems, you talked about old systems being broken down,
yep,
and all of that. This is a time of awakening. And this is the time where we are hearing, more and more from God, because we're more sensitive to the Spirit as we've been sheltered in and being able to strip away every distraction. Not only that, this is a time of education and learning. So as your book, The Church Must Change, as Bishop Bernard Jordan's information, there's also another book called The Bible is Black History by Dr. Theron D. Williams. It also talks about our history as it relates to where we come from in Eastern Africa, the Kingdom of Judah, and our transition over here in the Middle Passage. There is also another book called Hidden in Plain Sight, where a young lady details that information as well. I think that what Sean is driving at is that symbol that at the Council of Nicaea, that this quote-unquote Jesus was created. These books, as well as other references, will take us back to Yeshua. And I think that when people start to learn who Yeshua is, they will understand why the colonizers created the European Jesus. And I think that if it says tear it down, for some people, like remember the old Good Times episode when Florida Evans almost had a fit when JJ painted the wino as the Black Jesus, and they started quote unquote getting good luck.
Yeah.
There's irony and satire.
Yeah.
And I think we need to look past that to see why that was even brought up. Those shows of old, the Jeffersons, Good Times, All in the Family, all those shows, Maude, they would be banned today if those shows were out right now. And I remember watching that as a young kid, and my dad then handed me a couple of books as it relates to Fire Next Time and the Miseducation of the Negro. We really have to get into our word, but also get into these references that our black people have done extensive study in, and then we would challenge the images that were forced upon us. Now, I do believe that we, as the kingdom of Judah, were brought over here into Babylon. This is my own little theory, because we were a stiff-necked people. We were the people described in Deuteronomy, and it brought us to receiving Christ as our personal Lord and Savior. And I know some people may not feel the same as that, but I am a Christian. However, I do recognize our Hebrew heritage as well as our Hamitic heritage.
Gotcha.
And that's all I have to say.
You said a mouthful. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, next caller. Calling in and 4726. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Larry, my name is Anthony. How you doing?
I'm good.
Larry, wow, you said a mouthful tonight. First thing I want to say, Larry, you said something. It's accurate, but it's also inaccurate. Jesus was not a Palestinian Jew. Remember, if you go back and do the history of Palestinians, they never really existed. Those people never really existed. They tell you that themselves, that there's no such thing as a Palestinian. It's something that they made up because they didn't like the Jews. That's the first thing. Okay. Jesus was a Jew, but he wasn't a Palestinian Jew. They really don't exist.
Okay.
That's a history fact. But Santa Claus, and the second thing on Santa Claus, where I agree, Santa Claus ain't done nothing to nobody, ain't never done nothing to nobody. But Santa Claus is actually a real person. Most people don't know that. He's a Greek person. He's actually a real human being. That's kind of where he came from. He was a white man, but he was Greek. He was actually a real person. And I guess the national anthem to me really, I never really paid attention to it as being a thing going back to slavery. That's something that you kind of educated me on tonight, something that I didn't even know about. But I don't know how much harm it's really doing to us as a black community. I mean, I don't see it as a really harmful thing. Whatever the clause is that they want to change, I didn't really pay attention to it until you said something about it tonight. So it hasn't really, I don't think it really has really any effect on us, but at the same time, I can see that there's an uprise for change in America, and I think that as a black community, I think something that I think we should be doing as far as, correct me if I'm wrong or tell me if you think this is something that we can do, as far as all of us from America to Africa coming together, becoming one as far as financial independence and trying to figure out how to get more money to our community so we can build them up for financial reasons. You think that's something that we can do or talk about or have like a black summit for all black people?
Yeah, I see a lot of people actually doing that online, but everybody's in their own part of the world doing it. And I think that is good. I think we should start right where we are. There's a group of ladies that I talked to that's developing an app as relates to black businesses and putting all this information in one place. I think things of that nature we can do. We can begin to use our black money in our community, holding our money longer than 6 hours in our community, as opposed to the 31 days that the white dollar stays in its community. So I think that we can start doing that, even as 16% of America being black, but we're responsible for over half of the economy. I think what we can begin to do, that is our power. That's our superpower. If we can take our black money and spend it in our community, I think that will really empower us, because capitalism and racism has been a wonderful marriage in America that really ruled the world. And if we can snatch our part of the pie and control it, I think we'll begin to see things tilt in our favor in more ways than one.
I agree, but I think a lot of people don't know that we did have a chance to get reparations under President Obama, but he turned the opportunity down. So that's something that we could have gotten when he was president. I think it was Dr. Claude Anderson. He went in and he talked to President Obama about giving us reparations, but President Obama told him no, he wasn't going to do it. I think that's something that we do need to look forward to doing, or trying to make some type of noise about getting reparations so we can get more wealth into our communities. I think we need to get more. I think we need more banks in our communities as well, so we can start doing business that way, where we can actually build up our economic resources from that standpoint too. I think those would be things that we should be looking forward going forward. And I think once we get that opportunity to get there, I think we can really continue to build our community so that we can be financially independent from white folks. I think that that's something that is needed in our community very badly, because we need better schools, better education. We need more black people to become more entrepreneurs so that we can start more businesses. And I think we also need our own independent film company. I know Tyler Perry does this. I think we need them.
There's something to have. You don't have but 1 minute. I'm gonna have to let you go, but you said a whole lot of great things. But I think that we need to also, while we're securing our own and empowering our own with the black dollar, I still think that we do need to get in these positions of power as well at the same time while we're buying our own. Thank you so much for calling in. He said a whole lot of good stuff, didn't answer. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, caller ending in 6075. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Larry? This is Voyager from Brooklyn. How you doing, bro?
What up?
All right, let me make this real quick. Let's go to the scripture. This is about white Jesus. Okay. Daniel chapter 7, verses 9. Daniel chapter 7, verses 9 says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days, this is God now, the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head is like pure wool. We only know there's one group of people on the face of the planet who got woolly hair. Woolly hair manifests in the form of an afro and or locks. So Jesus cannot even be a Middle Eastern man. Let's go over to Revelation. Clearly he's a black man. And you know that too. I'm just giving the scripture so everybody can know and be edified. Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15 says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, and as white as snow. So they can say, well, it said his hair is white like wool, but it then gave the description in the next verse. So it should have been a comma, if anything. And his eyes were like a flame as fire, and his feet like unto fine brass. Now, brass is like a golden, brownish type color. But it says, as if burnt in a furnace. Now, there is only one color that is burnt, and that is black or very dark skin. So the statement that I want to leave here is, I believe the re-imaging of Jesus or Yahushua or Yeshua, you have different names for him, depending on your dialect, it is very necessary, because look at this, Larry. Every nation has their God. But when it comes to us, the black people in the diaspora, we have no God that looks like us. And we always then turn around and then want to say it doesn't matter when faced with facts. Well, it does matter, because we were groomed that the white Jesus is God. And then our slave masters being white. So there was a direct and indirect programming that since Jesus and Massa looked the same, that meant subconsciously that Massa is God.
But you know what I want to say to that, and I'm going to let you go because I don't want to go over your time, but I think it mattered. And this is my opinion. Like for the exact reason you just said. I mean, because it was definitely manipulation, the slave Bible, the preaching. I 100% agree with all of that. But I have not seen a picture of Jesus since I was a little boy. My faith has not been connected to no picture of no white Jesus. And I think anybody's that is, you just have never gotten into a relationship with God, because the images that have been oppressed upon us through fans and stuff, I never connected to that. And I'm pretty sure that other people like me, and I think it did matter. It doesn't matter anymore. And I think Sean King is doing what he does in civil rights, and at the same time doing what needs to be done in order to keep people with your name in their mouth and keep your people riled up. I I don't be thinking about that. My children that know about God, and the children that was in the church that I was pastoring for 20 years, and all them churches and they Sunday school, we ain't never put that picture ain't never been in our churches or nothing. I think it did matter because when the churches we grew up in, the picture was in, it was on the fans.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is something that is needs to be done. We should be putting our focus there. We should take that same energy and that we're focusing on Jesus and on this anthem and focus on getting policies turned upside down, taking a hind part to go and vote and things of nature. I'm not taking away from what you're saying because you are right in what you're saying and you're correct.
Right. Let me say this one last statement. Though, and I'm done. Totally agree. It matters and it don't matter. In terms of some people, like I said, I've had people that say, don't look at Jesus as color, look at it as a spirit. Fine. But for some people, they're visual, and in their prayer time, they image. So I think that in that moment, if they're a person of color, the imaging needs to be correct because it kind of goes a long way with their self-esteem. And then another thing with the movies, I can't stand it because y'all got the images all fucked up. Put the right images, then I'll go see Exodus and believe it. Larry, I'm done.
All right. That's a LRL. He know that word. Thank you so much. Got it all furled up. Lord. I still say he's right in what he's saying, and it's very true, but I think it mattered. I don't think it mattered. That's just my opinion. All right. Next caller. Caller in at 8437. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Hello, Larry. My name is Angela, and I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Hey there.
I want to talk about the COVID. Where I stay in Dallas, we have trail rides, where you get on your horses and they can go in the field and ride. So before Memorial Day weekend, they opened the city back up. So I stay right across from the field so I can see all the commotion. It was thousands and thousands of us sitting on top of each other on the back of pickups, on horses, motorcycles, four-wheelers. I mean, they in there deep. No mask, no nothing. So I said, okay, about 14 days, I'm going to see what the numbers going to look like. So there was a Friday before Memorial Day, and then the next weekend, that Saturday, came back again. I said in the 14 days after that. So this is the time that those numbers are up. We got the highest spike. We the hot spot now. Houston, Dallas. We the hot spot.
Y'all are. That's true.
One of the city councilmen here in Dallas was saying, oh, well, don't matter about the numbers. We got enough hospital beds. Okay, well, now they're trying to open the convention center to put some more hospital beds in there.
That's it.
So I'm like, why are you just now trying to start closing back things now? China already closed they stuff up. We still behind. Is my point I'm trying to make.
You're right.
That's all I wanted to say.
You were exactly right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in. We're playing catch up. Man, this is horrible. All right, next caller. All right, caller in at 2778. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Herman Williams in Connecticut.
All right. You're a little muffled.
I wanted to talk about.
Just a little muffled.
I wanted to talk about the whole COVID-19 situation.
Okay.
It's real. I'm a funeral director in Connecticut, and the pandemic is real, Larry. A lot of people are under the impression that it's man-made, the government created it, or the government is creating numbers to make people scared. Trust me, it is real. Living in between Massachusetts and New York has been terrifying. The numbers that we have seen have been through the roof. Now, we're at a point in Connecticut where we're reducing our numbers. Hospital admissions are on the decline. But other parts of the country, in Florida and Texas and California, will migrate and they travel during this time of year. No one's coming to Connecticut this time of year, so the numbers here don't equate to a Florida. You see the increase on the rise. People need to be aware. They need to be diligent. And people got to understand that it's not taking just old people out. It's taking young people, people who do not have pre-existing conditions, people who aren't on the radar of COVID. It's no respect of person. And I think us as a people, as a minority, they're saying that it's affecting the black community, disproportionately. Well, the black community, by and large, are more unhealthy, more unconscientious about our lifestyles and how we live and how we take care of our bodies and our vessels. So therefore,
and we don't have the money, and we also don't have the money to eat healthy.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm not disputing that. Yeah. With no means. But at the end of the day, as a result, we need to be that much more conscientious of what we do. I'm not disputing the fact that we're, behind the eight ball in some areas, but because we got to be smart enough to know that. Yeah. And therefore, we got to be smart enough to take care of ourselves. You're right. That's all I got to say.
You're exactly right. Thank you for giving us perspective as a funeral director. I remember when people were saying it wasn't real and it was fake and calling it a hoax. And man, when that thing start hitting home and you get somebody to get sick and they die, it makes you handle it differently. All right. Caller ending in 0162. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Keisha. I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, go ahead on. You have 1 minute.
Okay, I didn't know if you heard me. Okay, because I turned the other phone down. Yes. Larry, I'm so glad I got it on here. One thing I wanted to tell you is I agree 100%. I never connected to the white image. Mm-hmm. Never did. In my own home, I actually have a portrait of Jesus that a black friend of mine, he drew it, and I put it in a frame. Mm-hmm. That's what my children know. Which I'm 50. I'll be 55 on Saturday. So my kids grew up with that. Okay, now the second thing is I am actually an Army veteran, right? Mm-hmm. Female, black veteran. Mm-hmm. Okay, I get all of that about that song, right? My oldest daughter, she was really going off when Kaepernick took the kneel and all this stuff. And by me being a veteran, I have a flag outside of my home. Right. And so, she was just like, yeah, but the flag. And she was actually born in Germany, Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, he lost his leg in the Second World War. Yeah. And, only thing I could tell her was this: listen, our ancestors fought regardless of, okay? I still have, family members that are still out here fighting for. Yeah. Okay? We've always been in that fight for the land of the free. Yep. And that's what I know. I raised my right hand, and so yes, I know that, hey, my hair is natural. They protesting.
So you're saying you raised your right fist during the anthem? You said?
Hell yeah! Right the hell not. Shit. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I mean curse. But yes, sir. Hell. When look, I don't mean to curse, but when they were doing all of that downtown here in Cleveland, Ohio. That was actually my mother's birthday, May 30th. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. They were downtown trying to tell Cleveland. My daughter, she comes back from Pittsburgh to visit her and her boyfriend, and he's like, yeah, I want to go down there. Let's have Grandma watch the kids. I was like, who the heck you talking about? Grandma is standing right here. I got on BDUs. My afro is standing wide. What are you talking about? You watch the kids. I'm going down. I was like, nah, never mind. I can't, because I am a disabled vet. But if I could, I would. Yeah. Stand with my people. Like I said, I am a military vet. I have, a long history of, it's military in our family. We've done it for years.
Well, see that
only because,
that is I'm have to go. We only got 1 minute, but thank you for calling in. And yeah, in my family I have a lot of veterans, those that fought in Vietnam. So we're patriotic as well. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
She was funny. I think she had a little piece of drink. Little piece of drink. She would turn up. She said, hey, yes. Who the F? I'm sorry. All right, let's go. Call it in and then 6339. What's your name? Where you calling from? Got 1 minute.
Okay. Good afternoon, Larry. My name is Andre, calling from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my issue was just touching topic on the Jesus thing.
Yeah.
It's really like two fragments of scripture. Is one, the Bible says God is the spirit, and the other is it says that God that said the nations have conspired to cause my people to never be a nation again. Those two fragments.
Mm-hmm.
I know I only have a minute, and it says that as it relates to Jesus and his being black, that has nothing to do with God. I know that. Because God is a spirit, I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I just woke up. As it relates to God being a spirit, him being black has nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue with me that comes up is because the second scripture where it says the nation have conspired to cause my people to never be a nation again.
Mm-hmm.
The ethnicity of Christ has all to do with the connection of the Son or the Son of God to the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's mostly about. It's not about the deity of God, because God is a spirit.
I like the way you're going. I like the way you're going.
Yeah,
and with that being said, that's the reason why Jesus looked the way that he looked, because those Europeans wanted to be able to connect to Jesus. Because if you go back and study with some of the civilizations, Jesus in some pictures was black, and it was in his in his baby form. So it is, and I'm glad you brought that point up. I love the LRL co-host.
Here's the issue.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. If they now have to change the ethnicity from being white, now we have to re-examine all the history that's been given. Mm-hmm. And the entire Christianity itself becomes upheaval, because now they have to figure out who is the people that look like the image that's the actual image. Yeah. Now it's not that we're worshiping the color, because Jesus himself said when he was in his ministry, he said my Father is greater than I. So he's letting you know that his flesh has nothing to do with deity, but his flesh connects him to the lineage of David. And so if you can connect his flesh, which is the color of his skin, to David, and his color is black, then you say, okay, well, David obviously is not a European, whatever. But it doesn't say that God is black. God was never black. He's not connected to men in that sense. Jesus is the only thing that connects.
Right, I got you.
Jesus was, for all intents and purposes, Jesus was a man. Yeah, but God was in him. That's why the Bible said he was called Emmanuel, which is God with man. Mm-hmm. Whatever it says that God, well, the Bible makes it plain for us.
You got it. I gotta let you go. You over your minute. I gotta let you go. But thank you so much. Okay. You shared greatly. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next caller. Lord, this line getting longer and longer. I'm probably just gonna get this last one. Go ahead. Caller in and then 7279. What's your name? Where you calling from? 1 minute.
Hi, Larry.
Hey there.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Woodfin. I'm calling from San Francisco, California.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about COVID. Okay. I am a survivor of COVID.
Well, thank you, Jesus!
I know that's right. I know that's right. However, I was in the hospital a month, in a coma for 3 weeks. I had to end up in a nursing home for 2 weeks, learning how to walk again, learning how to feed myself, learning how to bathe, learning how to do all those things. But I will tell anybody, the aftermath is worse than COVID itself. Because when you're in that coma, you are given experimental drugs to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, some days I feel like I can conquer the world. Other days I feel like the world is on top of me, conquering me. And strange things have begun to happen. I have itching fits. I break out. I have where my toenails are literally popping off.
I heard that.
So it's just, and when I talk to my doctors are like, oh, just blame it on COVID. Just blame it on COVID. What the heck? Are you serious? So my doctor said, we don't even know what this is. It's all brand new. So when people tell you COVID ain't real, that's a damn lie. COVID is very real, and I lived through it and still going through it. And so I was trying to contact you. I didn't even know how to reach you. I've been putting stuff in the comments hoping you would see it. But no, we finally talked. I just want everybody to know that I am a survivor of COVID, and I am grateful to God because it is real, and it's real crazy.
Thank you for sharing that, man. People need that. You probably are going to save somebody's life who has not been taking it seriously, who want to run and go do this, run and go do that so bad. And it is not worth it to risk your life. It's not worth it. If it means a year of us having to just stay home and only do essential stuff, then that's just a year out of your life of 70 years. That ain't nothing.
Right. But you know what else? They have asked me, and they tried to come in on the fly, but they have asked me for my plasma to save other people's lives. And I'm like, didn't nobody give me no plasma. But I mean, being the person that I am willing, if it's not going to cause me any more harm, I'm willing to share my plasma so that other people can live.
Man, I hope.
But it's just the way they went about it.
I really hope.
Well, you know, we saved your life, and you got all these antibodies, so you should consider giving us your plasma so we can save other lives. Yeah, that's how it came across.
Man, I'm so glad you made it through. Keep on fighting and keep your immune system up. All right.
Oh, I will.
I will.
Later.
All right.
Thank you.
Man, I'm glad she called in to tell us that there. I think it's a great way to end the night. All right, it's real. You guys, you take care of yourself. Wash your hands and your hand. We ain't got no time for nobody dying. I say wash your hands, wash your hand. We ain't got no time for nobody dying. Please take them on at 888 or anything with 3 8s in it. MBNNetwork, CashApp, Venmo. Please don't just watch and have fun in those comments and be like, I don't know, somebody else is going to donate. Somebody else is going to do. Don't do that. Make sure you support everything, just like you were Netflix or going to the movies. This entertain you and inform you and empower you. Tomorrow night in Patreon, Zoom exclusive, me and Bernard Jordan, America's Black Prophet, is going to be on. I'm going to talk to you about my financial plan again. The patrons already been getting it, and some other stuff we're going to pop up and talk about as well. And people have been giving me wonderful supports about it. Something I started doing a year ago that has really blessed my life. And I know it will bless you. For some of you, it's just going to build that muscle, that financial muscle of putting money to the side and not touching and the things of that nature. So I'll talk to you later. See you, some of you, if you are a patron. See you on tomorrow. The rest of you, I'll probably see you Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.
Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell. Text Larry Reid Live to 33222. That's the words Larry Reid Live with no spaces to 33222 and get notified when we go live. Become a member of the Patreon. Log on to LarryReidLive.com, click Patreon, sign up, download the Patreon app, and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.